himself and served and even went to the cross. And if that's not enough to illustrate that from his life, then go back to John 13 and watch Jesus as he puts on the robe of the servant and washes the disciples' feet. And if the two of them combined aren't enough, just read through the Gospels and you will see him over and over again, not willing to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many. You see, the opposite of selfishness is service. Don't ever forget that. It is not possible for a person to be neutrally selfless. Immediately when you deny selfishness in your life, you are thrust into a ministry to somebody, someplace. You cannot be alone and be selfless. In order for you to be selfless, you have to be involved in the lives of other people, giving yourself, ministering, giving up your own rights in their behalf. Paul said it in 1 Corinthians 9:19. He said, though I am free and belong to no man, I make myself a slave to everyone, that I might win as many as possible. That's what it means to be selfless. And you know, I don't want us to get so culturally oriented that we forget this is a good principle to operate within the church. This is the principle that will make a church healthy, the principle of selflessness that causes each person to look around and see where they can invest themselves, not out of a desire for gain or reward, but so that the purposes of God can go forward as they give themselves to the ministry. Love does not seek its own. I've pondered, how could I best teach this? There are so many passages to which we might turn. But I've decided rather than do that, to illustrate it. Perhaps if I can illustrate what it means to be selfless, we can go away from here with something which will stick in our hearts and motivate us to be like that. I'd like to share with you, first of all, the principle of selflessness in the home. I don't know if you watch pro football, but if you do, you've watched a modern phenomenon that no one's quite able to explain. It is the phenomenon of the athlete who scores the touchdown, kicks the field goal, intercepts the pass, or makes the game-saving tackle, and goes over to the sideline, and the cameras come in on him, and he's full face in the camera, and he always says, what? Hi, Mom, right? I don't think that's fair. Never one time seen an athlete say, hi, Dad. But you know why he says, hi, Mom? Because in my estimation, the greatest evidence of selflessness that I have ever witnessed, I have witnessed in the life of my own mother and in the life of my wife. I believe that motherhood is the greatest call to selfless living that there ever has been. And you know, it sometimes is without reward. I'm sure some of you mothers will identify with this. And you know, I have watched and I have participated, and sometimes I've helped, and when Donna's been gone, I've had to do it all. The routine that mothers go through. You know, that gets old. My life is filled with change and excitement and different adventures, lots of problems, but usually never the same one twice. But a mother washes the same dishes every day, puts them back in the closet only before she can get them all dried to see the kids walk out and get them out and get them all dirty again. The other night I took it upon myself to clean up the kitchen. I had the kitchen spotless. You know, when I clean with more enthusiasm. I get everything, I just, use all of my strength to get everything exactly. And I was so proud, everything was just shining. Before I could walk out of there, a peanut butter sandwich was made on the table, and it was all over the table, and I just walked out and walked away. And I thought to myself, that's what my poor wife goes through every day of the week. She can never get ahead. She can never get the work done. And I suppose the most frustrating moment I have ever seen her experience as a mother was the day she was washing the dirty clothes, having asked the children to clean up their rooms, which was a very good suggestion. And so hurriedly they had cleaned up the rooms, and when she went out to wash the clothes, I came out and she was in tears, and I said, honey, what's wrong? She said, look at this. All the clean clothes. clothes that she had put in their room yesterday somehow had got mixed up with the dirty clothes, and they were back out where the wash goes. I've had some ladies tell me that is the worst moment of motherhood they have ever experienced in their whole life. It makes you want to walk out the door and never come back. And I have been guilty of that as a son, and now I have watched it as a father. Motherhood. And yet you know what they do? They just keep right on coming back over and over again to minister and to give themselves to their children. Isn't that true? That's what my mother did for me. And that's what I watch my wife do for our children. And most of you women are right there. You understand it. Selfless love.
And you know what? And the word that comes to my mind when I hear us talk about this is the word sacrifice. To be selfless, you have to be sacrificial. You have to care about what others need more than you care about what you need. You give up what you want to do to help people do what they need to do. It's a constant challenge throughout all of your life, especially during the parenting years. We'll have more about this tomorrow with part 2. I want to mention to you that we're going to the Caribbean at the end of this year, and this is a wonderful opportunity for you to bridge the gap between 23 and 24, thinking about what God has done for you in the past with gratitude and making some changes and goals for the new year. We'll be leaving from Fort Lauderdale on the 27th of December and returning on the 7th of January, visiting some beautiful ports of call. Michael Sanchez, Uriel Vega, the Martins will be with us. You can come with us too. Find out about it at davidjeremiah.org. And please join us tomorrow for the next edition of Turning Point. For more information on Dr. Jeremiah's series, The Power of Love, please visit our website where you'll also find 2 free ways to help you stay connected: our monthly magazine, Turning Points, and our daily email devotional. Sign up today at davidjeremiah.org/radio. That's davidjeremiah.org/radio. Or call us at 800-947-1993. Ask for your copy of our inspiring 14-month calendar for 2024. Focused on God's enduring faithfulness, the unchanging promises of God. It's yours for a gift of any amount. You can also purchase the Jeremiah Study Bible in the English Standard, New International, and New King James versions, available in your choice of handsome cover options. Get all the details when you visit our website, davidjeremiah.org/radio. This is David Michael Jeremiah. Join us tomorrow as we continue the series, The Power of Love, on Turning Point with Dr. David Jeremiah.
When contacting any of the ministries represented on American Family Radio, please let them know that you heard about their ministry on AFR. Thanks.
For over 40 years, American Family Association has stood for righteousness and God's truth in our nation.
American Family Association Executive Vice President Ed Vitagliano.
AFA is here every day fighting for the future of America, and praise be to God, we're making a difference. One important way you can join us in the battle is through a charitable gift annuity with the AFA Foundation. The charitable gift annuity benefits you, and it benefits the culture-transforming work of American Family Association.
Contact the AFA Foundation today to learn how you can shore up permanent income for your retirement years while supporting American Family Association. A charitable gift annuity helps you, and it allows AFA to impact America for generations to come. Phone
publisher of the award-winning Answers magazine for families. Evolution is a story about the past, but it's also a story of the future. You see, in this worldview, death and suffering are just part of life, and our hope is that we'll somehow evolve to escape these things. But God's word gives a totally different picture of the past and the future. God created us, and the original creation didn't have any death or suffering. These things are the result of sin. Jesus came, died, and rose again to defeat death. Those who trust in him will spend eternity in heaven, where there'll be no death or suffering. Evolution offers no hope for humanity, but God's word gives true hope through Jesus Christ.
Discover more about the hope of God's word when you visit AnswersRadio.com and subscribe for daily email insights from Ken Ham at AnswersRadio.com.
You have the life-giving blood of Jesus Christ. Listen to Adrian Rogers.
One of the most commonly accepted medical facts is this: the life of the flesh is in the blood. And so Jesus is saying to his body, to the church, you've got to have my blood in you. Jesus Christ gave himself for us that he might give himself to us. God didn't just forgive you and say, all right,